Oh, yeah,
Hey, that's great.
yeah, but it's kind of weird, but
So it wasn't your hand, it was yours.
no, it was in my knuckles. Right in here.
Wow.
Like I went down like that.
Yeah, but it.
So.
We are lucky.
So there's like little pieces of bone. So I'm just gonna, well, I just went to see if Ray would come in, but, and then I told him, do we,
Well,
is the forester gonna be here? He's out there, but he's not, he's here for the tree stuff, or for that.
he's not for here for us, no.
Yeah, okay.
But when Ray comes in, we'll have more.
All right, I'll tell him. Okay, before we start,
We are live streaming.
we are.
We are.
Oh, shoot. Okay, well, before we call the meeting, I just want, this is my show and tell for today. This is available at the library, but just checking it out. It's an infrared camera that goes on your phone. And it's just this, put it on your phone like that. And you can do an entire energy audit of your house.
Oh, you can see where the heat is.
Yeah. You can see where the heat's leaking.
Wow.
And it's, and all you have to do is have a library card.
That's super interesting.
It's
They have
it's
more than
through,
one of these?
Is it
I'm not
everybody
sure.
should download an app?
you have to download an app.
Did you download the app?
Yeah.
Do the windows, see if my
Well,
windows are working.
The problem was like, I tried to do it at my sister in Kingston. Once it's on your phone, you can't. Once it's on your phone, you can't, I can't figure out how to have it as another place. It
Oh.
knows that it's me and she couldn't get it on her phone. This
Oh.
isn't infrared, so I can't figure out how you could use it in more than one house.
Snapped it to your house. through
But
your
it's
house.
through your Central Hudson.
Yeah.
Is that,
Yeah,
is that,
what's on your phone.
is that
it's
the
connected.
purpose why they have it?
Yeah, if you look, it's actually advertised on your bills.
Oh,
So Central Hudson?
This is the Central Hudson project, so if Climate Smart wants to start pushing this, or we can push it, but I was gonna have Jen or someone put it on social media, because it's really, it's always eye-opening. So, yeah, so, I'm gonna return it tonight.
So
If
does
anyone wants to return it and just check it out.
But do you record, it records?
So it's a camera
Yeah.
and it tells you, you decide what room you're in. And they say, okay, take a picture of all the windows, take pictures of all the exterior doors, take a picture of like up there. And you go from room to room to room, down the basement, up in the attic. And the only thing I thought was unfortunate is that I took all these pictures, but then they do a report and they don't send all the photos back. And so like if
Who does the report?
Home Boost, you can just buy this, but this is $100 value for the report. I don't know how much the machine costs.
But with the rental for the library, you get the report for free?
Yeah, everything's free.
What the what?
Yeah, so if you want to return it for me, you can say I'm returning it. I want to check it back out. Okay,
Hopefully.
That's amazing.
yeah, so I just wanted to push that.
But can you see like the infrared view?
Oh, yeah, you can see
Oh,
it.
okay.
So you could actually take screenshots.
Yeah.
Like I have no, and I didn't, anyway, yeah, so you could take screenshots also. But this typical stuff like it's leaking around the trim of your window or, how much the window is leaking or, you need a better sweep on your door.
So that,
You know.
put auditors out of business.
Well, the thing is, I think it's really hard to get an auditor, so this is a really nice start. Yeah, because my sister's tried to get an auditor, also it's suggested for me that I get the interior storms.
That's so cool. Thanks for bringing it up to
Yes.
us. I'm gonna start recording now.
Okay. All right, bring the meeting to order. At 6:14. We started a little late because we wanted to look at the Foxhall. There was a
Oh,
Foxhall thing.
Flatbush
Um,
Foxhole.
oh.
Flatbush Foxhall improvement. Yeah, so it's pretty much. It's pretty much the same as we, looked at several years ago.
Probably. Better for me to.
So I'm here, Kevin's here, Jen's excused, Malia, Raymond, and then Julie. Okay. All right, so we called the meeting to order, and is there any public comment from the commissioners? The council?
Commissioners. Ooh.
We're not commissioners.
I know.
Fox Markers commissioners.
I know. Okay, any modification to the agenda?
Either this could be its own separate thing or could possibly go under native plantings, but, invasive species bring letter of support.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, and I went to a water quality mission, so I'll do that as a report, water quality committee. I'll do that under reports and updates. All right, review and approval of the November minutes. We're going. We've got, no. Kevin said that he had accepted all.
Yeah.
I didn't print up, this is with Emily's stuff in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, I accepted all these, not accepted, accepted. So they're all good. And I did answer the questions. Let's see, one of them,
You got the Cara one?
Kara Gentry, yes, I think Kara Gentry in there. I think I sent these minutes.
You did. I just
Running
didn't
around
remember.
the contract, it was something crazy.
no, thanks for doing that.
And I think I answered most of these questions. Yeah, I think the answer to this one was you sent me it out last night.
Yes.
Yeah, I answered that one.
Okay,
But I put that in the.
great.
And then, I did not go back to revisit in the minutes, the thing with the 1 acre at, 160 Boulevard.
Oh, yeah.
I just left the minutes the way they were for that. Because it looked like what they were doing there was once they merged the lots and were over a hill. And then you have the DMAP street, the paper street, and if you throw that in here, I don't know what you got, you have more. You know, they don't give you acreage for that, you have to, do the tool, the measure.
But does it seem like this is moving forward?
It's moving forward a lot. Yeah, they improved the lot line, but now they got all kinds of other problems, and they've done that.
Okay.
They have to have an agreement with the Lawton Park owners, which isn't one entity,
No.
it's several owners.
So it's gonna be a while.
Oh, it looked like that might be the end of it right there, but I don't want to say that, we'll see what transpires, they may all get along.
And did they meet last night?
Yes, so this came and went, all right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
So
was there
they-
anything last night? Oh, well,
The only, well.
That's okay, we'll wait.
Step
Okay.
ahead, we want to
No,
approve the
that's-
minutes of the meeting.
that's
Is
okay.
that one?
okay, so motion to approve the minutes as corrected and amended.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
all in favor?
I.
All right, council member appointments. Leah's. Pins.
12/31/20.
Sorry, you get a not re-up.
I don't think so, for a number of reasons. One is I'm on 9 other boards and
Yeah.
committees.
Right.
That should be a lot.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, and also like, so because of that, I feel like I'm not able to,
Mhm.
and I would really, if I were to join this committee again in the future, I think from the beginning, I would want to do whatever training it is that Kevin has received to know how to do, like, and I just haven't set aside
Mhm.
time to pursue that during this year because I feel like that's one of the really unique things that members of this committee can do. And it's great, you know, how to utilize those online tools and do those assessments and, but we also rely on you too much for that because nobody else has received that training and
It's not just training, it's
or
years of
years of
experience.
experience.
Yeah,
So
I
it's like,
did the Lula training.
Yeah.
That covered it.
Yeah, this is,
so I just, because that's something this committee is required to do, but there's no sort of formal training to enable people to do that.
well, that's a really good point, because we could at least try to, you know, have some time to go over, because there's so much on the website now, you just have to dig down and down and down, and it's, and, you know, some people like Kevin knows how to kind of do that fast, and otherwise you're just, that's, you know, they're not necessarily, the files are not necessarily named what you think they might be.
Right.
Then you bring up a big, huge map, and
Yeah, what happens if Kevin decides to move to Florida?
Well, which that won't be really, but. Yeah, right, I understand, the success rate there. Yeah.
no, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And I understand, and but I really appreciate what you do give to the, you know, just
I'm
reading
really
things or
encouraged by
having
the-
some good,
Like we have more membership now than
yeah.
I started. A really good dedicated people, so great.
Very great. Well, I'm sure we'll come by you one way or the other.
Yes.
And you don't have to take any action if you plan on not, re-upping. If you were to, then you just need to submit a reapplication saying.
Right.
If you're going to just end your term.
I think I'm gonna let a couple months go by and then I'll see what my schedule's like and then decide what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll do another city or county commission of some sort. May have like me involved.
Yeah.
It's just over subscribe myself.
Well, I
Squeeze
know,
something out of you in the last 3 weeks. Like some stuff on your
Oh,
plate.
yeah.
Your friends at Mr. Hub.
did you make 3 outreach cards?
Right.
Yeah, it's getting down to the wire there, but we'll hear you on WAMC or see you at some other, or see you in the newspaper for doing something. Yeah, okay, well, thank you for your service. I'm sorry to see you go. Okay, anything else? If anyone wants to say? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. All right, air quality. We've got idling enforcement data.
I have a lot of data.
Oh, sweet.
So take one of each of these. And. That's that. So I reached out to, the fire, to the police department and to park enforcement. And I said, per the CAC's request, can you please let me know, first, the number of warning issued for idling, the number of tickets issued for idling, the number of complaints received about idlers.
You guys, maybe you guys can shut up.
Okay, if you like. It's too late. Never have too late.
Have one.
We're looking for the table.
Oh,
Is this the next one?
oh, yes. Sorry, it was good way. I feel like there's plenty.
Okay, all right.
I'm good?
Yep.
Okay. And then are there any locations around the city that you're seeing higher levels of idling? So first we'll go over this, which is from KPD. So this is since, what did I ask? For 2025.
This is the entire number, the total.
This is KPD's idling calls responses in 25.
So there was nothing after May.
According to this.
Oh. And then
Multiple trucks, right?
description. Oh, but this is just anything in the description that said idling,
Correct.
because some of these are suspicious people, and that's not an idling call.
Where do you see suspicious?
If you go to the
Gun
column
call
that call types,
It's just,
so sometimes it looks to me like they did a search for everything that said idling description, but I
That
only
was-
see.
No, flatbed truck idling for an hour though.
Suspicious blue pickup truck idling.
Yeah.
Not suspicious person.
Suspicious, okay.
Person, no, it does.
So
say
they don't
that.
have a call
Oh.
type that's
Oh,
specific
you're
for
saying-
idling.
Yeah, the call type MV complaint might be
Mo-
the
Motor
motor
vehicle?
vehicle, right? That could be that idling specific,
So they don't have a consistent way to capture this, is what you're saying.
right?
Yeah, but they were idling.
Well, but was the problem that they were idling, or was the problem that they were?
Suspicious.
Yeah,
Oh, I see
yeah,
what
but
you
the
mean.
case of the.
You'll also see
But
that
but she has to,
Run up a fire.
3 of the incidents are the same location
oh, yeah,
and 2 of the incidents could be the same location. It's not really clear.
right.
oh, right.
This is interesting.
You'll also see that no one was actually ticketed.
Right. So we don't know if, when it says that they were advised, if that means they were advised that they ought not to be idling, or if that means that they were advised not to be creeping around.
Not to be
10
suspicious.
10th Street, yeah.
That is true. This was a search for the word idling.
Which is,
Just,
I mean, great. President, sorry.
well, it's just so, it's like, these are all before May. And I was like, but there's been nothing this fall.
Right,
It's like
we're all
people
summer
forget
long.
that there's an idling law, and so like. I think people are less likely to idle in summer because it's,
I think to provide context, we should also look at the other, because this is only one piece of the picture. So
Okay.
idling enforcement in the city is managed by 2 different departments depending on circumstances. So I won't read this one verbatim, but this is from the parking department, and it is extremely important to understand this information. Maybe some of it I will read. Our parking enforcement technology has the capability to issue electronic warnings and retain data for issued electronic warnings, but it comes at a cost of $1.35 per warning. They decided it would be more beneficial, more financially responsible to issue handwritten warnings. The data is not exact. They've issued 20 to 50 written warnings for idling vehicles in a year. They have given literally thousands of verbal warnings informing the public of the no idling law and moving vehicles in the year. In order for ticketing solely for an idling vehicle, the parking enforcement officer needs to be visibly aware of the vehicle idling, count for the 10 minutes it's idling, and then issue the citation, warning the person, educating them of the law, and getting them to shut off the vehicle or drive to a legal parking space and shut off the vehicle when we become initially aware of the idling seems to be a safety practice. They have issued 0 citations specifically for idling vehicles to date, but hundreds of tickets for idling vehicles doing the wrong thing, like parking in restricted areas, obstructing crosswalks, hydrants, bus stops, no parking. If they're issuing that citation, then they're unable to issue the second violation. People tend to leave. They have not received any complaints about idling vehicles. They do receive countless complaints about illegally parked vehicles that also sometimes are idling. In terms of their biggest area of concern, they said the Broadway corridor between Cornell and Cedar to the traffic circle at Albany Avenue. And the corners of Downs, O'Neill, and Elmendorf. By the way, that's all on Broadway. Second would be the Uptown Meter District. They continuously have to chase idling vehicles from the bump outs. The main offenders are DoorDash and Uber delivery drivers. So that is what the picture of idling looks like from the enforcement end for 25.
so can I'm not sure I understand the sort of the bureaucratic structure here. So parking enforcement, parking supervisor, what department does this person sit in? Is this a
Comptroller.
controller? So they're not connected to the police in any way.
The parking team, which is physically housed in my building, is technically under comptroller's office, and they are the ones who walk the streets every day issuing tickets for parking meters and registration that's expired. In this case, idling, But I've been told in the past that if the vehicle is occupied and idling, then it's KPD's responsibility, and if the vehicle's unoccupied and idling, then the vehicle is parking's responsibility. I'm not sure that that executes in what we're seeing here. But
But in either case, it sounds like what they described here, this is a really helpful email. It sounds like basically what they're saying, pointing out is this anti-idling law is unenforceable. Or like, because they can't have someone standing around for 10 minutes waiting to verify and
Right.
then issuing a ticket.
Yep. Clearly based on both what parking is saying and KPD is saying, it's basically a warning.
Right.
Yeah.
So we think of the idling law as is meant to, it's not necessarily meant to punish people, it's meant to be an impetus or some kind of incentive for becoming educated and changing their behavior. And hopefully the education and the warning they're getting is causing them to change their behavior. They don't have to be punished.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a really important sentence here is we have literally given thousands of verbal warnings informing the public of the no idling law.
Yeah.
And moved vehicles along in this past year.
I wonder,
Which also means thousands of people are.
I wonder if we could help them, like, if like this committee could think of like a little wallet card or something to be prepared to give them so they can hand it out. So who knows what they're giving these warnings, but wouldn't it be nice if they had something like
Mhm.
Kingston Conservation Advisory Council, like this is the law, and this is why, just like 3 or 4 points, like, it'd be easy for them to carry and like hand out.
I've definitely seen something like that in other communities, and I think we took one at one community because it was a card, and this one was very frank. It said something like, you, and we would never do this frankly, but it said like, you were an idiot. You parked over the line, idled, like whatever it was, it was.
Oh, and they just checked
It was
it out.
yellow, and they just checked it, and they put it right on the people's cars, and
It's like a referee's
yes,
card.
it was like the soccer game card, and it was just like that, and you were like, okay, that maybe isn't the strategy we would take, but
But if it's the parking enforcement, they're walking around with their little envelopes and stuff anyway, so it's not a big.
physical.
Yeah, whereas I don't know what the guys that are in cars, how they deal with that, how much stuff they want in their car.
Yep.
But that sounds like a good idea. Do you think they would be open to that?
I don't know.
But you brought up one point and that it was,
Oh, here it is. You can find it on Amazon. You parked like an idiot.
Nice.
Literally, I've seen one of those. I'm telling you, you parked like an idiot. And then they check it off. You parked over the line. You parked in the sidewalk. Who knew that Amazon produced those cars?
Find anything then.
Chief offender as far as I can tell.
Ooh,
But I mean, I guess the point is like, there's clearly precedent for like people doing some sort of card that you put on other people's. I don't know though if it's. I'm guessing this is like. Not an enforcement agency that's. giving
no,
out-
Right.
probably.
If we were gonna give them something, we wanted to have like a little
Sort of seal.
seal of the city of
Yes.
Kingston,
Yeah.
say it's from the Conservation Advisory Council and be a little.
it'd be more advisory
friendlier.
than.
So the one thing, though, this says the main offenders are DoorDash and Uber Eats delivery drivers
Yeah.
and customers. That means they're leaving their car because there's no one else in.
Yeah.
So that's an empty idling vehicle.
Yep.
But this is from the parking stuff. The emails from the parking
Yes.
stuff.
Do you want?
So
Are the ones.
they're just walking by and they see it. But as you said, that the KPD has to,
Typically, if there's somebody in it.
if there's someone in it.
If there's someone in it, KPD, meaning because it could become an altercation. So it means
right.
it should be a
Right.
police officer.
Right.
If there's no one in it, parking people are okay. Because they don't. carry
Like dealing
weapons,
with
they don't,
inanimate
they're
objects.
not trained for that.
I see. Right, so then they can,
Yes, but they have.
so they either have to, put something on their windshield or they have to wait till they get back.
Yeah, and that's, the thing is also, DoorDash and Uber could be idling, but if it takes them less than 10 minutes to sit there, go in and get the food and get back, they're not breaking the law.
necessarily, yeah.
They're gonna always be just running back and forth.
Right,
Well-
they might want to know that it's using way more gas to idle for however long it takes than it would be for them just to turn the car off.
Right.
But if they turn the car off, then they can't double park. They're
Oh.
parked in the middle of the road,
that's a bigger fun. Right.
and that's a bigger fine.
Oh, wait, say that again?
So it's probably the case, because it says right here, second would be the uptown meter district, we're continuously having to chase idling vehicles from the bump outs. So like uptown where the bump outs are,
Mhm.
and there's not a parking spot there,
They,
that's always.
oh, and they're in the
Which is
lane.
illegal,
They're in the lane.
but if you,
Right.
and so then they run and come back out.
Mhm.
If you were to turn off your car, then you wouldn't be idling, but then you'd be parked in the middle of the lane, which is also illegal. And so, in a non-parking area, so it's a matter of like, well, what's the lesser infraction?
But the thing is, I would like to know if there's a law that says that if you leave a vehicle running, that it's a public nuisance because someone could steal their car and drive away and kill someone.
I don't know if that's the case, but there definitely are city staff that leave their car idling and running from the truck while they're running to get food and come back up. And I've taken pictures probably 3 times this week of just that happening, if they're our own vehicles.
Oh,
Their own vehicle.
But I don't know,
Yeah.
if-
well, I'm,
is that an issue? If it's less than 10 minutes, what is that violating?
No, it's violating it because if you're in a bad area, someone could just take your car, like say they robbed the
Maybe
bank
it's a bad
and they
practice.
came
but-
out.
That's your problem.
Right, is that a law, against the law though?
I thought it was.
Then we could
Because
start
it's a nuisance.
making it against the law for people to leave their houses unlocked.
No, no,
Yeah,
no,
well,
because if it's running, then it's really easy to steal, right?
I think that's a pretty hypothetical situation,
Okay.
not that maybe we're gonna be running around stealing cars in Kingston.
well, but now we know we could.
But yeah, it's like, we can try and see how far we get.
We do it once in the bump outs.
It's against the law to steal things, so.
What I'm wondering though is why is the car considered parked only if it's off? If someone is still out of the car for a chunk, like a good amount of time? You know, why are they getting idling warnings if they're idling on the bump out and not on their vehicle? And why are they not getting parking violations for being parked in an illegal spot? Just the car being on means it's not a park anymore?
Well, I mean, it says we have to continuously chase idling vehicles from bump outs.
Right.
Which means they're not ticketing them for parking temporarily at the bump outs.
Yeah. But if they're chasing it, there must be someone, maybe they're in the car. Or no. I don't know.
I have as much information as
Right,
you can
right.
read right in front of you. If you'd like to have follow-up questions, I'm happy to. I was actually thrilled, and all of this, by the way, came back with it, both of it. I sent this one at 10:57 on the 19th. And I got it at 12:34 this day.
That's
And I got this like within 10 minutes. So the response was extremely fast.
That's good though, that means they're, you know.
If the CAC wants to take action, you just need to let me know what you want that action to do.
Well, I guess you could ask, for these people, you could ask whether or not they would be willing to give something that actually was written down.
For parking enforcement,
Yeah, for parking.
and what would it say?
Well,
That they're not already saying? And would they leave it on a car?
Well, it would maybe just be interesting for us to know what their warnings are like, and maybe they're saying everything we want them to say, but maybe there's a couple extra, maybe they're not necessarily environmental points. that they could-
mostly it would be public health.
You know what? The first year, now that I think of it, the parking enforcement folks told me they had a printed paper. There was a little slip of paper that was the warning.
Okay,
And
They
it's a
clearly had
particular,
stopped doing that. Based on this.
yeah, so,
Oh,
I
no, it
would,
says we have issued 25 to 50 written warnings. So that's what that would be.
now,
Could we ask them just to see what the written warning looks like? And maybe we could ask them as well, like, would it be helpful if we like designed a little wallet card that they could use and hand out?
and then in terms of what it would say, I would like to say it more about, asthma and, asthma and lung issues for, air pollution, not CO2,
Yeah.
not climate.
And also it wastes gas.
So with the
Yeah.
waste of gas.
I mean, I think it's like, if you're idling for more than 10 seconds, it's better just to turn your car off, back on. So, but I don't know if that will solve these problems with DoorDash people, but
And this problem's just gonna get worse too, because more and more new cars are being designed so you can turn them on from inside your house, right?
Yes.
So warm
Well,
them
that
up
is a-
before you,
Yeah.
like,
And-
it's a,
But that's the issue. Remember that if it's colder than 25 or whatever, they can do it anyway.
yeah.
well, but then if it's not necessarily the case that this law is a punishment thing and it's still an educational opportunity, then it wouldn't,
Right.
people could still pass out those FYI cards, even if
Yeah.
it's below freezing.
Because if the law didn't exist, then these folks, the police and the parking enforcement wouldn't even, they would have no reason to bring it up, right?
Right.
Correct.
And then the other question is, do we want to ask ask it, the common council to change the 10 minutes? No,
Yeah.
I don't think a policeman's gonna stand there for 5 minutes either, if we made
But
it.
it's
This proves that what we currently have is not enforceable.
Yeah, it's almost impossible as I can't imagine making it shorter and then having what this can be different. Both these groups,
well, that was the criticism when we gave the talk at Nutset, was 10 minutes is a really long time.
Yeah, but I think
So-
they were imagining somehow that there were police with batons, like stopping people from having their car running. Just
Okay, that's fine. I will talk about it. Okay,
All right, so I'll
I'll
ask
bring it up at public safety.
if a wallet card is something that
Yeah,
they would be interested. Amenable to.
okay, great. Thank you for that. Okay, air quality monitor.
All right, so CAC has procured Zen purple air quality monitor, as well as the outdoor power supply and an SD card for $351.50 from Bard. Not officially yet. I sent in the check in. I've submitted this for payment.
The purchase order?
Yep. And I met today with Desiree Lyle to figure out where it's going to physically go. Came to Andy Murphy Neighborhood Center, and it's going to go on the outside of the building, on the front, on Broadway. And we chose, there was an option for one for $250 or $300. The $250 one didn't have as many bells and whistles as the $300 one. And the $300 one has a light on it that either is green or red. And so if it's green, good, it's red, good.
It's been really interesting because I have the app on my phone, and I'm sure you do as well. It's like since the weather got really cold, it's like every single
Yes.
day in the morning, I'm getting the air quality is moderate, and in
Yep.
the evening it clears up again. Every single day.
Yes, it's weird. I'm also getting it, and it's the earliest text I get in the morning that says, your air quality monitors in your area are great. It's like, I think it's probably at 5 a.m. I appreciate that.
So it's at 5.
What time is
Well,
it?
Every time, like, there's some kind of change is when it just.
Right, well, that's what I'm wondering
It's
is,
like,
when is the change happening?
on Saturday, I got a good news, 4:35 p.m. But then at 7:36 p.m., back to moderate. Sunday at 7:35 a.m., everything's good. Sunday at 9:35 a.m., back to moderate. That's 2 hours later. Yesterday at 6:40 a.m., everything's good. Yesterday at 9:35 p.m., moderate. This morning, 6:37 a.m., everything's good. It's like,
Mine came in at 6:38. Yeah.
no,
So, it'll be exciting when Tari can tell us, is that because of traffic or are there some other weather patterns that
Yeah.
are?
so now my
Right,
building
because
will
it's
have
weird.
a roof mount and a
So where, is it on like the window or
So if
on
you're
the statue?
Murphy Center, if you're looking at the front door where the statue is, to the right of that, in between the front door and the bus garage, there's a little glass door that goes in. That's not available to the public, but it's like a secret entrance for us. Right there, because we needed a downspout
Hmm.
to connect to, and we needed a place where I could get inside for power. because there's no power on the outside of the building.
That's what I was, so it's
So it's
plugged
like a-
in,
it's
it's not
plugged in.
battery.
It's going to be plugged in inside of that building.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And it's, so it's basically at like high height or,
She wants to put it like this high so no one touches it,
right,
but essentially people like,
Be able to see the light.
yeah, cool.
to be able to drive down Broadway and see it.
And then you'll be able to just, I mean, comparison between that street level air quality and what's right on the building.
On the same.
Yeah, that's a great.
Hmm.
Yep.
Wow.
So that is,
And is that a 1 year thing or forever? Until-
this is,
For the 300? I mean, like,
my default thought is it's annual, but I
Okay.
don't know that.
I think those devices last a couple of years.
but I was wondering if we're paying for the app or the, however it goes out.
I don't know the answer,
So,
I'll find out.
but she did get $1,000 approved in the budget for next year.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, great.
Wait, so this invoice was for the particular unit or was it for?
The invoice was for three things: Zen Purple Air Quality Monitor, one, unit price $299. Outdoor power supply, one, $45. SD card, one, $7.50.
Okay, so those are the material supplies for this, and then are we also paying them the Just Air licensing fee to put that on the network?
That didn't come up. We will also find out that.
And so if it's got an SD card, is that a backup or is it real time also then?
It's both.
Yeah.
So it's connected to, it'll be connected probably to the Andy Murphy internet also, but then if it goes out for some reason, it stores the data also in the SD card, so they can extract that later.
Cool. Oh. School outreach.
I sent all the mail.
Did you change the date?
Nope.
Because that was from last year.
What you sent me.
I know, but I was just sending it to you as an example.
It was an example. It was printed and sent it. I printed and sent it as was.
Was it
It was
date
wrong,
like
it
2
was
years
wrong.
ago? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so just the, the last time when I wasn't here, I was on Zoom. Everyone was asking like what education and education we've been doing and we sent out a letter to all the schools, including the PTAs, just warning people that we have this law. And I just meant to send it to everyone to show that we did send the letter, but she went ahead and mailed it. So it might have to.
You sent it in the email. Print these all and send them. Print a copy of. the
That was like a
thing.
old email. That's okay. It's fine.
All right.
No one's ever said anything about it, so, yeah.
Very well.
And I guess we could.
That was one of the 3 wishes.
Well, also, my hand was, I had broke my hand on the 17th, and so my hand was in a splint and I couldn't type, and so I was having a hard time communicating on the laptop. Okay, well, thank you. That's great. Did you send it to the K through 12 and the nursery schools, or just the K through 12?
To the whole list of what you sent. me.
Okay, great. Thanks. Okay. Planning and land use current development reviews, if we're done with air quality.
Oh, I have a fun fact about air quality, which I listened to this really great talk this morning that Anton Simon, let me know. Okay, he's one of the climate professors there. It's a
Oh,
great
I was
talk.
on that.
Okay, so you heard then this amazing information that during the Canadian wildfires in 2023, the Hudson Valley had the worst air quality in the world.
Oh,
Oh, I,
Time.
yes.
Yeah. And you can see there's some cool maps, I'll show it, but I think that's just such a great fact to keep in the pocket when we're talking about air quality in this area.
For what period of time?
Probably not for very long.
Like a minute?
I don't know.
Fire
That's a good
was
question.
almost like orange, like.
Right, maybe it was some kind of, if you look at maybe not like,
I've been to Delhi and I've been to Beijing, which are two of the other, like, it was worse here. It was definitely worse.
It was worse, really?
Yes,
Okay, wow.
much worse.
Good
By
comparison.
by view. I mean, there are all
Yeah.
kinds of things.
Versus Delhi, really?
Yeah, that was,
When the air was not orange in New Delhi when I was there.
It may be now.
yeah, but that's really interesting. Yeah, and that was, I mean, the morning talk was about, what we can expect for climate change, and of course, wildflower fires are now part of that.
Did they say what?
why the air quality was so bad. Basically, some weather system was pushing all of the smoke down through the valley from Canada.
They're just getting trapped here?
It looked like it, yeah. He posted the slides. I'll share the map, because it was pretty interesting. And I don't mean it, I don't think it broke world records for the worst air quality, but just on that, in one given moment of time,
Mhm.
it was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, the other.
Yeah, that's where accolades.
The other thing, he did, there are some real anomalies at other times, and I can't remember the date, but it was like 1854 was the worst snowstorm ever. It's like 58 inches or something, and it was like more than a century ago.
Yeah.
So, but also like 1930s, 37, there were also some bad temperatures, high temperatures, I think. Yeah,
That's cool.
so. Alrighty. Okay, so moving forward, let me see. Oh, planning. Now we're on planning.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we covered the boulevard thing with the SWPDP and the acre thing. Okay, so that didn't appear again on the thing. What they did last night was Elizabeth Manor had a hearing on it. Oh, and they have kept Boulevard open if we do want to make comments on later points. It's just not open for the lot line, but everything else that is involved with that's in the November minutes, so that's not from last night. The other thing from last night was that I think they had a discussion which was on site plan for the new Irish Center down at the old Mellon site. So there wasn't a whole lot that looked like we would be commenting on from last night. But we'll keep at it and look, as soon as it's published for next month.
Did the Elizabeth Manor, did they have to do a landscaping plan?
I think they are.
Yeah, well, that was.
Look at the- Yeah, I think that will be open too, but the actual speaking portion of the hearing, the public comment may be over. I'll go back and check that out.
Oh, are you saying from yesterday?
Yeah, I would think that would be kept open. Normally they do, that's been the pattern, like they have the hearing out of the way, and then they're dealing with the issues
Right.
going forward from there.
And then,
Which still allows us an opportunity to comment.
okay, so should we do it between now and next time?
As soon as you could, if we do have comments, yeah.
Okay, so we
want to.
So the next step would be to look at the landscaping plan?
On 21 Elizabeth, assuming it's got one. Oh, the other thing that was there again is the Bluestone Court. And we've commented on that, and the gist to that one is how do you do a walkable neighborhood in a neighborhood that doesn't have sidewalks? And then they throw parking into the mix, and then then it goes on from there.
I'm gonna ask you about the boulevard and then Bluestone. So the boulevard, do you think we should be commenting on anything? Yeah,
Not yet. It's almost like if they get the agreement
with the
with
law.
the Lawton Park owners. And if they do, what does that agreement say? Does it, does it restrict Lawton Park?
um,
Because right now, the way they were planning this, it did restrict Lawton Park and
restrict access to it.
yeah, sure. And because the DMAP street was gonna
Mhm.
disappear, so
Right.
Suzanne had wanted to do something with that, like, and there's other lot lines in there involving Lawton Park that apparently are not accurate on the tax map, which I don't know what Suzanne was talking about, but she mentioned it at the meeting that she in November. It appears in the minutes, so I think we ought to take another look to see what they do. Maybe with parcel viewer, see if there's something else changes there. There's a couple of things, but nothing immediate that I see.
And just, is this like 7 units, 12 units? These are apartments, right?
Closer to like over 20.
Oh, wow.
They're trying to jam as much as you can into the smallest
Mm,
space.
yeah,
So hence, there's a lot of the neighborhood are objecting. Like,
Yeah, since yeah.
bad
they-
traffic, they're restricting Lawton Park, they have a shopping list of issues that they're presenting. So there is some controversy, so I'm sure. Don't know if there's that much controversy in Elizabeth Manor.
No,
No.
they're probably just ahead of getting fixed up. So there,
There is an SWP over there, it says somewhere. And, what else do they have? So we want to take a quick look at. Even you get a blank screen. Water, I think pages there. And we're looking. We're looking. I do see some, I don't think this is the planting plan, but I think I do see plantings. So yeah, we're gonna have to take a look at this.
okay, great.
Yeah,
We'll try to,
and
We'll
there's
put that on our action
contours, so
items.
there's elevations. There's a couple of things here.
great.
And SWPT. The rest of it just duration for parking, duration for apartments.
Um. The Bluestone Court it was in the paper. Bluestone Court, by the way, is off Lucas. And it's kind of behind some houses where there was quite a lot of land. And I think this kind of comes down to, what pattern has been saying pattern for progress. That if we don't have housing, we don't have children. We don't need our schools. And one of the complaints in the paper was that the kids have to walk along no sidewalk to get to the school. But if you don't have housing, you don't need, schools are closing like crazy all over the place. And so it's really a quandary in that sense. But there's never been any sidewalk there. And there are children that live on that street too, so I don't know what to think, but. They said it would be so much money to put
Right.
sidewalks in. And, and you probably know that Woodstock's closed their school and. We've lost kids in schools. So anyway, that was just my opinion, just noting that.
They know Woodstock's.
Hmm?
Woodstock. Or public school.
They closed, yes, the Woodstock School, they closed West Hurley a long time ago. Now they're closing the one right at 375 and 212, and everyone is gonna have to go to Boyceville. So if you wanna move to Woodstock
Boy.
and you have a 5-year-old,
They're gonna.
You're
be on the
gonna-
School bus for 40.
you're gonna really think about whether or not you're sending a kid to a public school. Whether you're gonna buy a house, right? Or you're gonna pay to go to private school, because there are private schools nearby, but it's really, really tough, yeah. So, it's happening I mean, you can drive around and see what schools got made into other things. Like Rosendale is town hall now.
Hmm.
Is, and that's part of what Heaven for Progress did some study on. Okay, should we go on to the next thing? Native plantings, pollinator gardens?
So do you want to talk about the postcards here or the letter of support for the?
A letter for support.
Okay, so, the city led by, the urban forester is seeking to apply for a DEC grant, an DEC grant program, grant for a targeted ecosystem restoration project. Funding will enable the city in partnership with 3 nonprofits, which by the way are the Y, the Bee Conservancy, and the Hudson Valley Bee Habitat. To restore and improve resiliency of the urban forest. This will be accomplished by removing invasives, planting native flora, and installing pollinator habitats at locations that have been impacted by invasives. This support for native flora and fauna will help environmental health, biodiversity, and long-term sustainability. To give more color, basically, the intent is to focus on knotweed. If you want to know what knotweed looks like, drive up South Wall Street. It's on both sides of you. However, this project is not focusing on that area, much to my dismay. It is focusing on 4 other locations, or maybe some combination of these, but right now we're looking at a section by Dietz, a section on the Midtown Linear Trail, a section at the Y, and a section at the Green Line, where Livingston Street hits the 9W bridge. The practice is going to be some combination of tarping and manual, but not tarps that look like this. It's currently looking at, because we're partnering with these other organizations, tarps that will be made of canvas that will have murals painted on them, coordinating with Draw at the high school, and they're going to put murals on them, and then those tarps are going to be used to hold back the plants. This is the area at the Y that all of this yellow is invasive area. This is where they've already focused on some of their work.
Here's the,
This
where's
is-
a building or something there?
This
Or
is,
like
this is the garden or the farm. Here, this is the building over here. This is the train track.
Okay.
So this is actually going over onto our property.
City.
This is Green Line at Fourth World Memorial. So if you go under the tunnel, this is Delaware Avenue in Hasbrook, or Delaware and Hasbrook, maybe you're going under the tunnel. When you come out of the tunnel, there's a ton of knotweed there. This is Midtown Linear Park between,
Right.
this is O'Neill Downs, Elmendorf, all along here.
That's terrible there.
This is Deeds Stadium over by what used to be Kingstone, and is now owned by the county. That's this location, and there were some other areas that we were looking at. The primary area right now, the most substantial area of invasives is actually the Wilbur Avenue South Wall corridor. However, this grant focuses on removal and replanting, and it has to be publicly available space. So like, this is all private land, really, and
Right.
it's not like we're gonna put people out there.
Yeah.
So we have to focus on that with something else.
So is this a 1 year thing?
So it's, I think it's 5 years. It's gonna take like 4.5 years to get rid of it.
Mhm.
And then we also need to replant native species, and we're currently looking at partnering also with the Farm Hub, because I guess they have something called like a, I want to say genotype, maybe that's the wrong word, some kind of thing where like they have seeds that are only like from this exact area, and they are native plants from like this exact area, and looking at those kind of things. So, the bottom line here is the, Brent, the company would like to ask, CAC would be interested in writing a letter of support. They are both of the letter of support, and we would need to add the reason for supporting the project. and they need it by the 12th.
The Hudson Valley Bee Habitat, is that the two people who came and presented
Yes.
to us? And then you also mentioned there's a bee
Bee
conservancy.
Conservancy.
What's the
They're I
difference?
learned about probably 5 days ago. I don't really know anything about them.
They're in New York City.
Oh, they different chapters?
Uh,
Oh,
this came out, I was doing a letter of support for some land trusts, so I had some discussion with Natalie and that came up. Now I had to start researching them. I didn't know who they were.
But they're in New York.
Yeah,
But I mean,
Yeah.
they're just headquartered or
Louise
they.
Polk was part of it. Louise Polk is.
well, that could be.
Well, that's what I
I
was
just know what
wondering.
Natalie was telling me when I
Yeah,
saw. it on the
because,
internet. The Bee Conservancy established in 2009 in response to the bee crisis.
Here's the local chapters.
She runs along.
Yeah, so I mean, each of these nonprofits, I'm stating their names now, but they're not stated in here yet because we don't have them the letters of support, letters of like commitments from each of them yet, and to figure out exactly how much,
Probably.
what they're gonna put in for match, or they're getting
Yeah.
paid, or, but generally, it would be not just a, like, physical removal or replanting, it would be like educational things related to all this work.
Mhm.
Right.
And we would probably be hiring a firm to do the work itself. There are other options for eradication, including chemical applications, and I strongly said, no, we're not going to have a non-toxic landscape management plan for the city and then also intentionally use chemicals to remove the invasive. However, the manual option is very good.
It takes a long time.
Just as a reference, we also were looking, initially, we got together thinking we were going to be just thinking about Tree of Heaven, which is called Atlantis, and Spotted Lanternfly.
Mm.
But the DEC in this grant actually has a hierarchy of what they prefer you to be addressing, and those are currently lesser than knotweed.
Interesting.
Do they have, I mean, part of the problem with knotweed is it's along stream corridors, and none of these are along stream corridors. But you think they're fine with, that is, I mean, you're getting rid of the plant thing. So if there's any seeds or anything that spread.
Problem with knotweed is that it propagates from any part of the plant.
I know,
Yep.
right, so. Yeah, but it's not being washed downstream
Right.
like on others. I've been fighting knotweed on property I own since Hurricane Irene.
Oh, man.
It came from upstream because someone put some kind of
Yeah.
contaminated soil.
That's the other problem with like along Wilbur Avenue and South Pole is that
Yeah,
the
it's
hospital
all-
is.
yeah, right.
So that's
Yeah.
a big fight. in that section.
Okay, so when is it due? And well, it's due on the 12th.
Friday.
Oh, on Friday, okay, and then, all right, so you're not gonna put the organizations in, it's gonna be 3 nonprofits or something like that?
This is the suggested language from Natalie, but
I think we should name the nonprofits.
Well, not for,
I
If-
need
if
two of
they're
them
ready.
for Kingston, because we partnered with the Life Farm and Hudson Valley Bee Habitat, but we haven't partnered with Bee Conservancy, so I only mentioned 2 out of the 3. you know,
I don't-
In my letter.
If they're not
why she
ready.
didn't mention that.
Maybe she just didn't have time to write it out and.
well, if they don't have a written agreement yet, then
They may not want to be
I see,
stated, write them into this, and then they don't.
She told me it was okay.
Oh, she partnership with it.
With local nonprofits, then we can just say city nonprofit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I
Yeah.
like what you said before, Julie. I think like, why are we supporting this project? I mean, it seems entirely in line with our mission. It supports native habitat and it offers educational opportunities and also there's the chance for local school children to integrate this into an arts project. So it's
Right.
really a community building exercise.
That's not mentioned, right?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think, okay, so is it okay if I write this letter and send it out by the 12th? Or if someone else wants to do it?
There's
A
a motion.
motion, do we have to motion?
Was it?
There, if you want to.
Deputize me?
Okay. I'd make a motion to deputize you, so.
I'll second it.
Right. All in favor? Okay. So who's it going to? Are you gonna send me more information?
It says right on here who's going to.
No, but I
Oh,
send
email.
it.
Oh, you can send it to Natalie,
Oh, the grants writer?
yes.
Oh, okay.
No, we can-
What's her last name?
Kickle, K-I-K-E-L. And Kickle.
Just out of curiosity, Julie, the proposed properties to do this work on, all of those are owned by the city of Kingston except for the Y?
Correct.
Okay.
No, none of them are the county. They're all city.
Well,
It doesn't
technically
matter.
the county owns the Midtown Linear Park, but we
Yeah.
didn't manage.
Oh, actually. Yeah, that's good.
Foresight, the linear park, downtown Green Line?
It's the intersection,
Oh, well, we're Delaware and then Livingston, right? And the other two?
the one.
The other one is, right, and,
I think it's just Forsyth.
and Foresight, okay, come on.
No, I don't have to say that. Okay,
No,
so
no,
you're
no,
gonna send me
is
this letter?
What?
Did this letter get sent? So I don't have to retype it?
No, but I will email you.
Perfect.
And then did you want to look at the draft postcards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before we look at that, I will just say that I did seek quotes for the postcards. So I put out a request to have 2 lots of 4.25 by 6 14-point postcards. These would be full color, 2-sided, not for commercial mailing. And maybe that was inaccurate, but that's how I asked. And I asked for them to be produced but not mailed, and just given to me. And I asked for quantities of 100, 200, and 300. So 100, 200, and 300 of 2 types.
Mm.
And then I also asked for design. I asked multiple firms and I received one quote from Color Page. 100 of 2 types is $96. 200 of 2 types is $112, and 300 of 2 types is $132.
Wow.
Oh, my God, that's
And
amazing.
so on top of that, though, there is $95 an hour for design. So the more design that we provide, the less they have to do. If I was saying, make me a postcard that has plans on it, that will be multiple than $95 an hour. If I send them something that looks like this, that will
Yeah,
0.25 hours. Or less.
yeah.
So this is all part of the conversation that probably also should be understood of where the rest of the bank account is for CSC for the rest of the year. So this is that context. You have purchased and produced a banner.
Hey, wow, look at that. Perfect.
Hey, I literally got it a day after I ordered it, so.
Wow.
Nope.
We're
No.
council. Good thing I learned after 2 years.
So this is the banner. It costs a whopping $86.16. I would presume you want me to keep it at my office unless somebody else wants to keep it. Emily, you want to keep it?
No, I don't.
Okay. So currently with the air quality monitor and the banner, which are already produced and already procured, you have spent $562.34. Means you have
And we have 1,000.
$38 left.
Yeah.
Okay,
That would need to be encumbered in the next day.
yes. So,
So,
so if we like your artwork, then we wouldn't have to worry about.
Or, well,
you want me to put
do
this up on
we
what-
need to have a final
Yeah.
design to do the encumbrance or just?
No, it's just that,
Your color page. Yes, on X number.
right, so we could go with the 300 or whatever because of.
Yeah.
300 of 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, that means 300 of 2 means 600 total.
Yes.
300 of, okay, of each.
For $132
Great.
plus, design.
No, so we do have some money for design then. I mean, we could have like 3 hours of design or 2 hours of design or something.
Yes.
Tell them.
So
I just think it's amazing how these colored postcards are so inexpensive.
Yep.
You know, and they're,
Can we give them keywords when they go to design? Things that we want change or?
I can literally send them this. I can literally send, like, we can send them something. And I mean, Brenda can walk us through this.
Yeah.
The more that I send, like if I could send a PDF or I could send a canvas, whatever Canva, whatever it's called. And say, make this into a postcard and literally they could do that very fast. Or I could say, hey, we want to do like a native plants thing. This is our logo. This is our color scheme. This is the kind of plant pictures we want and ask them to do it. And that's going to cost $95 an hour.
right.
See what's wrong with trying to see, whether we have to wait for the approval. Or I guess hear back from them and then. I guess do we have the time frame to work for as far as the money is concerned? If we have to
The
wait
money
years.
is just,
In
well,
order,
you would have to say to Color Page, we're gonna give you $400 and that's what you can do or something.
if you are interested in doing this with Color Page, I need to, it's first thing in the morning tomorrow morning, because all encumbrances are due by 10 a.m. tomorrow for the year. I need to say, yes, Brian, we would like to move forward with the 300 up to. And I would get a purchase request for, well, I would have to presume a maximum of $437.
And if they don't spend it, then we
And
just
then
didn't,
invoices at the end for the actual amount.
and then whatever we didn't spend just goes back.
Yes.
Okay. And there's nothing else we need to spend money. Right.
If there is, you need to be, it is exactly, whatever that is.
Did we join NICEAG and everything like that?
Oh, shoot.
Did we join NICEAG?
Yes, I think that we maybe did join NICEAG, so that's minus $75.
Yeah.
We'll check. However, you're still well within the amount of, if you self-design.
Right.
You
Because,
don't need to design by tomorrow morning at 10.
Right.
I need to know that if this is the way you want to commit, you gotta commit to like doing a substantial amount of the design.
who did all of this?
I did all of that, and I feel good with moving forward with more specificity as needed. And then, reworking some of
These are
the
people
things.
too.
Yeah, do you like that? I kind of.
These are people too, but a comment that says they are really.
Yeah. We can do that.
I like I think there's some nice ones on here.
Yeah.
So, but that was a mailer, but we weren't gonna do a mailer?
Well, so this wouldn't be a mailer, it's a two-sided handout that people could mail if they wanted to, or they'll hang on to it. And it's, I think, Ray's brilliant idea to get people to actually keep the pamphlets that we give out.
So just toss them out.
Yeah,
So I think this is what we're looking for right here.
yeah. And I did a cute little design with the city of Kingston seal on the top where the stamp thing is.
Mhm. What does it say?
This, do you want me to put it up on the big screen?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's,
yeah.
sort of,
It's just that where it comes into it is like if they do some kind of design and then if they misspell something, it's their fault and they charge you.
yeah,
No, but the way that it works is that they're gonna send me a proof that I have to sign off on, and if
Yeah.
there's a typo in the proof, it's on me. Because I
Right.
signed off on it.
Oh, because you signed it.
So like if
Okay.
we spell Kingston wrong, we send it to them, they print it exactly as I printed it, if I sign off on it, Kingston spelled wrong, that's my fault, not theirs. So this is the first one.
it's kind of, you've seen many postcards like that before. But then, these
Is
are all
that
Jen's
thing-
pictures, but,
But is that in Kingston? I mean, it looks like it's like.
they're
a
all Jen's
wetland that
pictures.
Douglas
Looks
County.
like, the lagoon.
Things would be great.
Oh,
Like that would be fun.
Oh,
copy.
That's why I
yeah,
assumed
like-
it
I
was.
would guess
Okay.
that this person, Jen, is standing on the train track.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was my
exactly.
guess.
If not, that's what we're gonna tell
And it's
people.
not showing.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, it's one of very few freshwater tidal lagoons.
Yes,
It's very,
it is really cool. But there's no water chestnut hanging out there, right?
yeah, no, well, there's actually, there's
Yeah,
some water chestnut.
So water chestnut right here.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
This is, that is,
well,
unless this is exposed mud and it's low tide, which it is low tide, but
Okay.
does that matter?
Yeah.
It's what we have.
Are any of these
Oh, 'cause it's
bushes
native.
versus, perennial plants, like,
Jen did, caption them in the guide, which is where I stole these
Oh,
pictures from.
right.
So my thought would be to put in like the, you know, species name underneath there
Of which one?
of all of them, all of the plants visible. Not the, I mean, the bottom picture, none, maybe you just say Kingston Lagoon or whatever. But, you know, for the.
but you want
flowers,
some little words in there,
Yeah,
and
that would be nice. It's-
and I'll
Little
show my
educational.
ignorance by not knowing what those are.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what would be on the other side?
The other side would be the one underneath that. So this is, this could have a couple different front parts, you know?
What's the, oh, sample QR code.
Yeah, so then the QR code on this would link to our guide. So it's like, this would be how we would say, if you're interested in a native
Yeah.
plants resource list, it's right here. And then, you know, I'm imagining
Yeah.
some fun fact on the top that gets, you know, the sort of thing that your grandmother would go, oh, that's nice. And then the bottom is like pointing you towards the information.
Mhm.
And maybe there's still a little bit of space if someone really feels like they want to mail this to their cousin.
Mhm. Yeah, so this is where you really gotta get the words ready, because they
Yes,
say, oh,
Exactly.
okay, and then,
As an alternative one with that.
mhm.
Um,
there's no bees. I like the native plants, but,
I like the bees.
Yeah.
mhm,
I was saying that I like the bees are people too. It's catchy, it's quick, you know?
mhm.
yeah,
People can laugh at it, they can go to the fridge.
right, right.
Right, but what do you, and what would be on the other side?
It would be the
Something
native
about-
plants thing,
And
It would be
just something
more of
about,
a-
but you have to say,
next to pollinators.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like a bunch of ideas,
okay,
you know, not married to any, and if people like any of them, we can develop them further, you know. This was me thinking, we have some really cool maps, and I've seen postcards with maps on them,
Mhm.
people like this.
and then,
This requires so much description,
yeah,
but that's what
well-
QR code.
That's what the QR code's for. People don't really need to know what's going on in the map. They could see green parks.
Until they say, why is my property bright red?
right.
But it's also only this big.
Yeah,
So are they?
if you own,
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna, well,
if you own any piece of land where you can identify your property, you're like, I know that that is my house. I know that that is my property. What are they doing?
But what's the message here? Because we can't you know, what's the message? I guess,
This is, I put this together in about 6 seconds.
okay,
So there's no message here,
Okay.
but it's just, you know. This was unrelated to any of the things we have talked about.
so do we like I guess overall, do we like the format of them? And if we do, are there two out of these that we like, that we can go ahead with and send an email tomorrow saying that this is what we kind of want are leaning towards?
Well, all we have to send tomorrow is, yes, we want to get it.
You're right, yeah.
And
Right.
then between us in the next week or two, we can, you know,
mhm,
push these further. And then also we had talked about doing one for air quality, but it actually is and the anti-idling law. But it seems like maybe our conversation with the parking people is maybe made that more moot,
And now that you know how cheap this is, that could also be next year's purchase.
because we still have,
right,
we have $1,000 next year as well.
yeah, so, and is Jen gonna be around? I know she's not here tonight, but is she like out of town or anything?
Yeah, she's in Florida.
She's in Florida, camping in the Everglades,
Oh,
right, something.
Wrestling alligators.
Do we know when she's back?
I think she's gone for like 10 days.
So
I
cool.
don't know where we are at the 10 days though.
I think she left Thursday or Friday. Probably sometimes.
I mean, frankly, like, just from my perspective, from the financial perspective, there's no rush. Besides the fact that it does say on here, like, due to material cost increases, quotes are subject to change at the time of the order. But it's
but
not-
do they have to write it, can the city write a check in January for a purchase?
what I'm saying is, as long as I encumber this tomorrow, as long as I say, I promise to you, color page, and I go through the processes through my office to encumber the money, as in promise color page we're doing it. The process of them actually producing it and then ultimately invoicing it can happen within the first 3 months of the year.
Oh, okay.
Because rush.
It's gonna be
The
easier.
rush right now is that before timing tomorrow, I need to know whether or not you want to move forward with purchasing postcards at color.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a really good motion. So can we?
Can say that.
How many?
How are we phrasing that?
But you should say, you should probably put a limit.
So it's hundred and
You,
thirty-two.
you made the motion.
I did.
You made the motion.
I'm at, if I'm allowed.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm gonna add $75 to this number,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
And by the way, color pages on Tenbrook right at the,
Oh.
Color
railroad track.
pages who produce the organics flyers.
Yeah, so it's really close by. I mean, so is Friendly Signs. Okay. So we have 33, 34. 6. I think we have $362.66. So, and then it's 132, we don't pay tax. Right,
Right. 132.85.
132.85.
So do we want to add, I don't know, $100 on top of that, just in case they need to do some emergency designing to fit it in?
So it looks like we have $230, so we have we can do up to up to
Right.
$200, is that what you're saying?
Right, I mean, right.
Yeah,
Although ideally, we do most of the design ourselves because we probably wanted to be a little particular.
yeah, okay. So, let me see, what that means is, well, we have $363. So let's say we have $360. So can we say, you have to say encumber $360.
That's what you were approving
Right.
tonight. Yes, that's what I would suggest.
And what did we approve yesterday? We said up to 200.
Last time
The
we
minutes
approved up to 200 per, sorry, the minutes
per card or something.
per type.
Yeah.
So we're within that. We're basically right at it. 363.
Then you actually might not
It's
need to
less.
make any more motions
Oh, right.
because you've already approved it.
Oh, we don't.
Well, so we should maybe do want to adjust the motion because that was a total of 400 last time and we don't have that money, so we probably don't want to say.
But we have 360.
The motion is subsequently amended to include spending up to $200 each on average materials.
Up.
Yeah, but we don't actually have that.
But it's up to.
Right.
Yeah, approve up to,
Okay.
yeah, approve up to 200 each, you can approve up to
Oh, I see.
whatever the total amount is.
Yeah.
All right.
So just so we're
So
not,
let's just do it. Okay, so we're gonna, adding on to that, we would approve $360.
You're modifying last month.
No, we're doing the new one. The new one was what you said, that we're gonna tell Color Page, we wanna order 2 postcards 300 each.
Right, but you currently have a motion that you currently have an adopted resolution of this board that says that you are approving 200 each. So you need to modify that one, otherwise you will not have.
How do you do that?
You could supersede the previous motion. That might be the easiest way to do it.
Okay, so motion to supersede the previous motion from. the
Yeah, and
November.
then state the new amount. I think that's what it would be. So it's still, you're gonna make the
I'm gonna-
motion, Ray, you're gonna second it?
I'm gonna second it.
Okay, all in favor of superseding the motion?
Aye.
Okay.
And what's the total amount difference? 3?
Well, I did
I'll
my
figure out
number
the
in my
numbers.
hand.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm thinking it's 363. It's actually, if we can't go over, then I would say it's 362. And then if we take, 100 and we round up, then. Yeah, $229 left over, so. So that's why I said if we do 362. We'd be okay, we'd spend every cent, basically. So if you want to lower it, just to not spend every cent.
Right.
So we're putting 362 in the motion.
Do we, is that okay? Okay,
And is that covering any design that we're not doing in-house?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I had that in there already, but I just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure.
Yep. all right, did we have,
Not to exceed 362, right?
right? Okay,
I don't know if you voted.
no, we're gonna
No.
vote now. Okay, so we're gonna have, I'm in a motion. Ray's gonna second.
Second.
Right.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay.
Great, great. Okay, so now that we're gonna do this, let's find out who's gonna be on, what do we have to do before the end of the year? And how's it gonna be affected by anyone not being around? Like Julie going on vacation for a month or.
Nothing has to be done before the end of the year.
All we have to do is encumber it by 10 a.m. tomorrow, right? So
So we don't have to worry about designing, talking to them or anything.
No,
Okay.
I mean, you can,
Mhm.
because they're not gonna wanna,
But it's not gonna be a rush.
there's not gonna be a rush. In
Okay.
terms of the communications though, none of you should be communicating with Color Page.
No.
You should just send me the final that I will send.
Okay.
Trent, you still wanna, I know we talked about it.
Collaborating on,
Yeah,
yes,
I haven't been good around any dates.
okay.
Great.
How's next week?
I think you can make that work.
Okay, we have that email, friend. So we'll work together, come up with some more final draft versions of this. We'll send it to everybody. Maybe by the end of the year, somebody I can have input. I would appreciate it. It's always good. And then maybe we even review everything again next meeting with Jen here before we send it to
Oh,
Color
that's an idea.
Page. Just to make sure, I mean, if we don't need to rush.
We don't need to rush. That's not saying that they should let this go on for a long time.
No, but also
but
when's
it'd be
the next
great if we
time?
do this in January, decide in January, but
Yeah.
it's in January, and then it gets printed like just in time for spring.
Exactly,
Arriving and
right.
people think about buying seeds.
Yes, yes.
That would be wonderful if we could make them, they do have. I remember this looking at, when I was having my wedding. They do have that paper that has seeds.
I did that for my wedding too.
Did you?
Yeah, it was great. That was much more expensive.
In our
Yeah,
plant
but-
guide, I just had, I had part of my backyard ripped up and redone with native seeds, just because that's another way to do it. People don't realize. All and then.
Mhm. I know, right. Which I.
You can get lots of seeds on sale.
Oh,
I used to make paper and I had all the stuff to make paper. That is something you can do at the food fair.
I have all the materials and I have a lifetime supply of milkweed seeds.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what you got.
Okay,
All right.
all right. So then, I don't have anything on action on wetland preservation.
Wait, the website?
Oh, the website. What is it? Oh, website and social. So when we say social, by the way, is that Instagram and Facebook?
Think so.
Yeah, I guess we should. Okay. Follow it. Whatever. Okay. All right, so he did some work. Is there anything we need to discuss on the website?
Well, I don't think so. I incorporated all the comments that people have left previously, and then there's a resource page that we need to edit. And then at that point, it's just deleting some of the outdated pages, like the Meet the Council page. And that'll make it updated enough that when we redirect people towards it from whatever social media thing, it looks like we actively exist.
And the QR code would be in the right place for the.
Yes, oh, so the postcard QR code goes to our Google Doc because the Kingston website is being redesigned. So we don't want to print anything that tells people to go to the Kingston website because it will be outdated shortly.
Okay, and that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Who's hosting that really?
Julie,
What's your Google Doc?
yeah, you're hosting the CAC Google Drive. And on that Google Drive is a Google Doc, which is the pollinator guide. Or the name.
What could it be?
I mean, it's a PDF.
Oh, it's PDF.
It's a
It's
PDF.
a PDF.
It's uneditable, but it's hosted on Google.
Okay.
So whatever the QR code is, it'll send people to that specific Google document,
Okay.
which is a PDF.
So you need me to make a QR code?
No,
Good.
Okay, great.
But we're still getting that QR code by whenever we get these.
yeah.
Yeah.
QR code has to go on these guys.
But it's not gonna change anything.
Yeah, the QR code, I mean, it's like the link to that document is the link because it's hosted on Google, so that's not changing.
Right.
Yeah, so we're good to do that.
Perfect. So, I think, I know Clemens Sparta would say something like, well, what are we gonna do for social media this month? Right? So we could talk about this.
But,
Right,
yes, also, I guess I'm going to say, I don't know if anything's posted on the Kingston CAC social media because embarrassingly, I don't check it, but Jen might have. Does anyone know?
well, from the notes, last time Jen did, but.
She said she was going to.
Oh,
No, don't use.
Website.
Shoot, how are any of us
I
doing? What's going
I
on?
can turn.
Oh, we posted that there are 4 vacancies on the council.
We should.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, and then also, it wouldn't hurt to post something that, now that it's cold out, just something about Woodbury.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's that something?
And who's gonna do it?
Well,
Is Jen managing socials?
I thought Jen was doing it, but someone has to send the material to.
Yeah.
Oh, it was, last weekend, Old Dutch Church did their big, like, artisan fair, and they had a big fire pit going right in front of the church. And I did say, I mean, a lot of people were enjoying it.
They do, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
And
it's,
want to be one of those finger waggers,
Yeah, bucket of water. I could take on one post if Jen's gonna be gone for a time.
all right,
Except I
you
can't
have
log
access
into
to
the
it.
accounts.
You don't.
I don't have access, but I could draft one up. And then give it to her to post on her return.
I've got City of Kingston, New York, City of Kingston updates.
We should put links to this on our website as well.
Links to
I
what?
tell you to put that in the copy. Links to the 2 social media accounts that we have that
Oh,
are
right.
official. That I don't even know how to get to because like 70.
Okay,
Does one on Facebook and what's the other platform?
Instagram.
Instagram.
You feel that's either.
Yeah, and I feel like I should be telling
Look at
people
this.
that too.
Oh my God, I think this is AI.
What's it?
The City of Kingston's conservation efforts are ongoing with several initiatives underway to protect its natural resources.
Sounds like, yeah.
Yeah,
Blah, blah, blah.
is that, is Google telling you that?
We did a community preservation, cool. Well, I can't find an Instagram.
Okay, well, that's fine, we'll, follow.
Whoa, okay. All right, so by the end of the year, we'll try to work with Jen and get something up.
It looked like just in a regular Google search, Kingston CAC has 2 likes. Yay.
Good.
For Facebook, or I
Instagram.
didn't go on Facebook.
Instagram.
Oh, okay. Well, you got that, okay. All right, well, I do admit to using this because of certain reasons that our community, Okay. Onward and upward, anything on wetland preservation?
Not at this
I
time.
have, I think that I think the wetland preservation statewide is going along, so. Okay, and then are there any updates on the tree ordinance?
I think.
And it's not called the tree ordinance, by the way. We should really call it we put it in this,
Is it?
well, it is,
The
it's
preservation.
different. It's yes.
Wasn't it moved to they took it out of the last, what is it, raising.
Preservation ordinance?
Laws and rules, yeah. And
The tree
the next one,
preservation
which is maybe later this week.
Yeah, I didn't see it on the agenda when I looked at
Yeah,
it.
All right, is there any action then?
no,
Sure.
and I mean, we had never,
Said any,
Said
never
any,
commented. Right.
And when I submitted comments, I think Brent accepted most of my comments.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's like.
Your personal comment.
Yes, yeah, and the ones that would involve the land trust, and it would probably involve anybody, if you have a forest stand management plan handy for your property, you're exempt.
No, that's good.
Get those minutes, forest stand management plans drawn up.
Okay.
I'm going.
All right.
That's land trust will have to,
Yeah.
we have to coordinate whatever format Brent is using into our management plan, so that'll have to.
I just had more questions about, people who own land or own properties in Kingston but don't live. So. I don't know, have you got any clear answers about that? I haven't.
It doesn't matter if they own the property.
Yeah, but it's not, say someone like a landlord who owns several properties in Kingston, lives down in Florida, and they have all of these big, beautiful trees that provide shade for all of their neighbors and themselves. And they decide that what's $3,000 to, whatever the fine is, I'm just gonna cut these things down anyways. There's nothing stopping people from just paying that if they're already flipping $80,000.
oh, I see,
Well, yeah.
right,
So, and it's not addressed anywhere because it feels like that this whole thing is, this tangent, sorry. But that it's only gonna hurt people who are basically just buying a house for the
Right.
first time or have, they're getting pissed off their neighbors. It's not like actually seeing $3,000 when doing home renovations is nothing.
Right.
You know,
But that's for tree.
Yeah, for sure, but if they are doing, again, the $500,000 renovation for any of these old houses around here,
Right.
$6,000, $12,000, I don't care. They're never gonna see it.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah, someone will pay for that.
Yeah,
So there's,
that's just
but
how much they
what's,
have to
there's
pay.
no solution.
Well, I was talking to him if there was any way, if there was more of a tax incentive.
Oh.
And he said that there was originally in the first drafts that he was thinking about incentives less than just punishment. Costs, because people just land up the same thing with any parking ticket or that sort. You're just gonna land up paying the fine, you don't care what it is, you're still gonna do it. Instead of being like, if you keep those around, you get X amount. Property tax or something, like, for example, things of that sort.
I think we'd have to know a lot more about property ownership to the extent before we could know what would be effective. I think that like there's some landlords like that, but I think that's actually a minority. There are a lot of people who are from around here who own a house or two, but they're not, I mean, the slumlord quotient in Kingston is not that large, you know, and I think there are a lot more locals that we realize who own multiple properties.
I mean, I just had a slumlord last night. Never got my house, and that was
Yeah,
a whole other reasons why it was terrible, but like, you know, I can just see them, they have a really nice, beautiful old, but like 200+ year old sycamore that was on the property.
yeah.
And you know, that thing was providing shade for multiple
Oh,
houses.
yeah.
And they saw it as liability.
Yeah, oh yeah, and that's not there anymore after I moved out. So.
And that would be the other thing, providing some liability or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
Right.
so but that's, again, not in that program at all.
And then, but is there still something in the tree preservation where you have to like put a sign on it that says this tree's gonna be cut down or anything?
I'd have to.
There's a sign, it's just.
That's another unenforceable thing.
Yeah,
Could they?
well, the
Did
guy,
anyone get a picture 2 weeks ago before this tree
Yeah.
disappeared?
well, but licensed arborists, if they know they have to do that, they might do it, right? Because they're the ones that are,
Yeah,
I mean, usually a homeowner is not going out and putting a tree down in their neighborhood or it's gonna be in someone's house. So anyway, so that would be interesting just to check. Those are really good points. Ah, Yep.
The invasive list was also changed regarding the tree proposal. I think the poplars, the hybrid poplars, which I think was one of my comments, those are now considered an invasive.
Good,
The black locust, that's been a point, a thing
all right.
Jen had pointed out at some point, something from DEC, and then I pointed out something from Sonia, or no, it wasn't Sonia, but a different arborist. Group, a different habitat restoration people, rather, I meant to say. But yeah, that's still in there, but it's now been downgraded to a less desirable species. But that can come back and to trigger all the permitting requirements still. Depending upon the situation. And we'll get lost in the weeds, just discussing depending on what situation would trigger that, but it can trigger it permit.
All right.
Not to go back to that, but the, also not just the landlord thing, but also what the houses.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, I see, yeah.
And I think the other thing they had, Bern was trying to do, and well, I know he told me he was trying to do this, was to head off any legal challenges.
Right.
Like the one that happened in Michigan, I think we discussed at a previous meeting, there was a federal case in Michigan from a developer that wanted to shut down the tree code in,
Mhm.
I think it was Bay City. And he succeeded. Judge agreed.
Hopefully he's done the homework too. Because I,
Well, he definitely was doing that. Yes.
okay, so right now we don't have any action on this, but please let us know if you see anything coming up in the. It was laws and rules the last time, right?
Laws and Rules, I think, was yesterday.
I know, and I tried to watch it and I couldn't find a decent agenda to figure out what was in
No,
it.
I think they're really caught up with the vacancy study. The same with last meeting.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it seems to be.
So was it postponed then as well?
Well, no, I probably gotta go back.
No,
Well-
I couldn't, I thought there would just be like an agenda and then there were
No.
like 20 documents and,
Yeah, and it's all vacancy study, the whole thing.
okay.
And that was, like I said, the same for last month. Friday, YouTube, often I get blocked from use YouTube. Don't want staff use too, but
Yeah,
maybe I can get a transcript from last, month, see what's going.
I tried to watch it and it turned out that I didn't have any sound,
Hours.
so it didn't work.
Make sure I have the sound shut.
Okay. So I don't, next is on the agenda is solar zoning, but I don't think there's any action. Right?
I just,
Sorry.
so a question, did anyone else here, I'm trying to remember where I saw this, like, this news flash that community, like, choice
Oh, yes.
is going away. And
Right.
that's, I mean, it's not only about solar, but all kinds of alternative renewable energy. And I don't think any of us have enough information about it right now to talk about it in this meeting, but I suggest that we each spend some time looking into
Right.
that and have that on the agenda for next month, because I just don't understand the implications. And I mean, I'm someone who signed up for that. I know a lot of members of our community are signed up to do that. Is it real that it's going away? Why? What can we do? What can we point people toward other things?
It's not all CCA, it's just that company.
Oh, it's just a
It's
company,
just
okay.
Jewel, and it's just that arrangement, and they're just not doing it. But that has no impact on anyone else's CCA. It's not a state regulation that's changing.
Okay.
It's just Jewel.
It's
All
just
right, well, that's good. So like, because whatever I saw.
I know, 'cause it
made sound
sounded like
they're
that.
all going away.
Right.
Actually referencing community solar.
Yeah,
You're part of, which is also not the same thing as CCA.
okay,
So there's nothing for you to worry about if you're not have a signed contract with Jewel.
which I don't think I do.
Because Kingston is not part of that
Okay,
collaboration. This doesn't impact Kingston at all.
all right, great. All right, so now we know. Okay, but it's
All right,
that's
great.
not,
Yeah,
that's
'cause
not
I-
a problem.
It was very hard I read that article and
It was
I was,
not.
confusing for everyone.
yeah, it was hard to understand. Okay, great.
I misrepresented as far as I'm
Okay.
concerned.
But you have community solar?
I'm too, so I have my own solar on my roof, but also before I got that, I signed up for the community
Yeah,
solar, I
community
think. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I don't remember what all these different things are called.
Okay,
I don't think the tree with, proposal was brought up.
yeah.
I'm going through the transcript, it looks all.
No, thank you for doing that. You can.
Brent and see.
I wouldn't know.
I did a search for the word tree and it came up
Yeah.
once, but I don't think it might have meant to say 3 or something.
Yeah, and we just saw Brett at the Flatbush thing. None of us asked about it. I didn't. ask. Okay, new business.
Or was there anything with solar zoning or no?
No, it was all completed in the November thing, so,
Okay.
yeah, I think. We haven't heard. I mean, they were, the zoning working group were happy with that. The neighborhood notification, I attended a meeting yesterday and I've talked to a couple times to the water quality coordinating committee, because the neighbor notification is supposed to be enforced by the health department. And I think we can start up in January and start asking them more. I brought it up yesterday, didn't really get an answer. The neighbor, so understanding how we can promote that and make sure that it's enforced. And so all I wanted to say is that these are the signs, and I picked these up, and one of the problems with the signs is they either don't put a date on it, or the date, or they use a really, like a ballpoint pen. So if you look closely, there's 10-3, no year and then some time. And so you really don't know what 24 hours is. You have no idea what 24 hours is. And so that's, they just need to make it much more obvious, so then you can take it off. And then this one was at the post office and I picked it up, I don't know, in early November. And then this one I picked up right before Thanksgiving, I think it was 10/26. You could see it. But I don't even know what it means, so you can all try to, anyway, but those are the kind of signs that get out, and it doesn't really help because people could be totally freaked out that, they're walking. And by the way, this was at Stewart's in the bush, they don't even have any grass, so it was not, but they must have put some, I don't know.
That's the county Department of Health that has to, is
Yeah,
supposed to be enforcing that.
enforcing that people are, that you're supposed to put these on.
Right,
And I think even a homeowner's supposed to do it. And then, or, it's not, if I put it on my land, I need to put a sign.
yeah,
And you can buy them at the hardware store. And, but then, yes, so they're supposed to do this. And in the old days, you could ask to be notified of one of the private companies. If you were a neighbor,
oh, really?
you could be notified. So,
I think it could make sense for us to identify which people in the Department of Health we would need to convince to spend more resources on enforcing this, and then coordinate with the EMC to write a bunch of letters from all of the CACs in Ulster County to that person.
mhm.
And then maybe people who work in Ulster County can also talk with people in the Department of Health.
Yeah.
I mean, like different landscaping companies.
No, he was saying CACs,
Right, but they'd be
people-
writing letters too, but like.
the health
It
department.
would be to the Department of Health maybe at first, maybe just to get a clearer picture of why things aren't being clear, or if there's a simple fix for these signs that could be done.
Yeah,
I think we could get a better grasp of what the problem is in the machinery of enforcing this law,
mhm.
and then target that specifically.
I mean,
What part of the law do you think is not happening?
if the law still includes a place where I can sign up and I have to be given notice before my neighbor puts, if that still exists, that has not happened.
So
Because there's no one, you wouldn't even know you wouldn't even know who to.
Meaning the promotion of that option is not
Mhm.
happening.
No, I don't even know who you're supposed to be sign up to be notified, but I don't know who you would send that to. There used to be a staff at the Department of the Environment that was that person's
So
job.
now someone who has health issues, who needs to be notified, has no one that they can sign up with. to receive
That's my
information.
understanding, but yeah, so I'll start working on it in January.
Yeah, I can look into this also.
Yes, that would be great. And
So
then-
if that's like a legal requirement, then somebody has forgotten that's part of.
Yeah,
Yes,
I remember.
I know,
It's a short law, though. I'm not sure if, I'm gonna look into it and see
Yeah.
what the requirements are.
okay,
There are lots of things that county agencies should be doing, and they're strapped for capacity to do everything that they shall do. So it's a kind of a question of how to elevate something like this.
right. Great.
But I think it's really important.
And I always bring it up because I feel like it's a water quality thing because if you can deter people from putting pesticides on their lawn, then the water quality is going to not, and there's public, because kids are tromping through it, they don't. if they don't understand the signs. Yeah. Okay, that's all I have on that. We already did the budget review, right?
Yep.
Meeting calendar for 2026.
Does this time work for everyone?
So we stay with the second Tuesday at 6 o'clock.
It's good with me.
Okay.
Should be okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I will send a calendar invite for 26.
Oh, and do you want to be specific about next January, the January?
I do at least want to look at January just
I
to see the.
just realized that that is not gonna work. My schedule is changing.
Ah,
Okay.
I will definitely not be able to make it 6 o'clock.
Oh,
Any day.
Any day.
Except
well,
Can you make it somewhere?
probably 6:30 would be tight. I'm changing to a 4-day work week
Oh, 4 day.
for tens. So I just don't know if I can make it up from Newburgh to here by 6 o'clock if my day ends at 5:30.
oh, okay. I can't remember why we made it 6. I think because people want to get home earlier.
And, the meetings sometimes drag on.
Mhm.
And if we started at 6:30,
Yeah,
which I have.
so is there any problem with someone starting at, if we start at 6:30?
I'm okay with 6:30, but I don't know about everybody else. I mean,
I'm
Sorry if
okay.
it's like one person throwing it.
no.
If I
But
would
it's
be here, I
I'm
would
often
be
coming
here.
from work too.
Yeah,
But I'm not gonna be here, so.
but that's okay, but
But-
it's a lot harder to change the day of the month than it is the time. So that's
6:30.
6:30.
Yeah.
So the second Tuesday, 6:30.
And so the next one is January 14th. So,
13th. So 13th or 14th?
13.
oh, sorry,
That's,
I wasn't reading my calendar correctly.
no,
January,
that's 25. It's the 14th. That's what I would, yeah. 26 and 30.
all right, January 13th, 2026.
Yeah.
And 6:30, all right. Anything more on the calendar? Communications. Announcement,
I had one announce, this came from, Hudson Valley Alliance. And, they've been kicking around this, environmental conservation law, general permit on, housing developments and freshwater wetlands. It's in draft form. It isn't done, so this is not a done deal, but, the general permits, allow you to do a lot of stuff that you would normally have to.
who's thinking about that?
Well, I got it through Hudson Valley Alliance, but I think this is coming, I'm not sure if it's HCR or DEC. DEC is definitely involved in this. So, but, whether HCR had a hand in it or not. So,
What's HCR?
Housing Community Renewal State Agency. Used to be DHCR back in the day. You dropped the D out.
So this is they're developing a permit that could be used by people? Or,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
To build in wetlands?
Well, they wouldn't, no, I don't know if they would actually, well. Temporary or permanent impacts of up to 2.75 acres for a combined total of 3 acres for access roads, utility infrastructure, drainage and stormwater. And to see attachment A to the worksheet, I don't know if they sent me that or not, no, maybe they did.
So is this,
I could forward this out if people want to look at it.
so is this something we should? How far along is this, I guess, do you have?
I think we have to go back to, to DEC and see where they're at.
Okay,
I'm gonna be
You
on
would forward
an
it.
HVA meeting, I think Thursday.
Okay.
Clear picture, we'll probably have, There might be Patents for Progress that'll do the presentation on this. I'm not 100% sure about that, but there will be it could be Steve Rosenberg or Rebecca Clement. Somebody's going to do a presentation on this.
Okay, great. So we can
Yeah,
just keep.
I'll
an eye
let you
on
know
this.
after the Thursday
Okay.
Zoom call with where they're going with this. I think some of this clearly was not coming from the land use component of HDA. It was coming from the housing people.
Yeah. Oh, wow, okay,
So, yeah, I think you can see what the problem is between housing,
mhm,
and open space preservation, conservation. Yeah,
yep,
this is one issue that's coming up.
all right. So we'll keep that on the agenda.
Yeah, I'll let you know on Thursday. Because
Public safety has not met. And right now I checked in the calendar and they're still meeting on Christmas Eve.
Oh.
So
That's not gonna happen.
no, it's canceled, wasn't it?
it was canceled in November because of Thanksgiving. And then they said they were gonna meet. And then I've never seen anything. And I got to ask, but right now it's not on the calendar. So I have nothing to report on that.
Canceled.
Oh, good. Maybe they, yeah, so hard to read this.
I guess they.
Great.
Let me go to a Hank of Santa Claus.
For 12/24.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but they also didn't meet in November.
Right, yeah. So,
And now they'll have new people and,
yeah, they're sort of in the lame duck session at this point.
right,
Yeah.
so. Okay, climate smart, Kevin or Julie?
Nothing.
Okay,
Did
Not
not
for-
meet.
no point. Good. Well, I attended the Repair Cafe and it was well attended, so. That's
Oh,
annual
that's
one
great.
of Climate
Oh,
Smart.
that's good.
There were lots of lamps, sewing machine repair, lots of sewing.
Awesome.
I just was there to get something repaired, but I took note. Okay. The EMC also didn't meet, they're meeting tomorrow for their holiday party, and the speaker is Penny Coles from Rosendale, kind of her experience on waste reduction for public events like fairs and right? Yeah, so.
That was
Oh,
just with the Zoom.
and okay,
And you've been
oh, yes,
reappointed as our representative at that group.
right. And did it go to the legislature already?
It went through the committee, environment committee today. So you're through there, then it goes to
Okay,
the
yeah,
legislature, I think. February.
All right, and I will say also that I was not appointed to the Waterfront Revitalization Advisory Committee, or whatever that's called. Yes, I was not. Kristen Wilson was, and that's the only person I know, but I got a notice 2 days ago.
I told her, I spoke to Suzanne about that.
Yeah, thank you.
And, but she was, this was over a month ago, where she was at that point, but she didn't. Most of the people were familiar with Rhonda, and hardly anybody was familiar with yourself, it's great. And I said, well, you got Emily's application, you ought to grab that one.
Yeah, well, Kristen Wilson was the acting coordinator of that, so
Right.
she's, but I don't know if she's, what role she's in, right? Is she in role because she's the deputy planning?
Right,
plan-
she
planning
represented
commission.
county on it, yeah, the liaisons, I don't know.
So I will also say that I did attend the Water Quality Coordinating Committee, and that's a really interesting committee because it has all these people that work in water. It can be the Department of Health, State Department of Health, local county Department of Health, soil and water. And so the big thing there was that for the Esopus Creek, the county hired the coordinator. We had, where there was all this work Kevin and I were involved with the Esopus, Lower Esopus. And there was a study and then an implementation plan. So Ella Catabianca,
Fabiani,
say it,
Fabiani.
Catabiani, is now, it got hired as the watershed coordinator. And so she'll be working on the Lower Esopus halftime and the Lower Roundup and the Wallkill halftime. And the funding's coming from DE, New York City Department of Environmental Protection for her job, funded coming through Hudson River Foundation, which doesn't really matter, but she's just gonna get up and running and working on water quality primarily for those. So that's really good news. I think, I'm not sure when she started. She sits with Brendan.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
sits as far away from me as Julie does in our office. She started 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
she's so great. She's one of those people who everyone has nothing but good things to say about her, and then you're like,
So-
that can't be true. But then actually it's like, wow, she's amazing.
So that's great. And then, they're also working on an assessment of private water and sewer districts. And I think the planning department is doing that, but this is just like understanding where the pipes are, understanding, whether or not, we don't have, I mean, the city of Kingston has, of course, is a public, but the private ones are these, a lot of times they're like a complex of subdivision and they have their own sewer and they might have their own water, and understanding, where the pipes are and the capacity and all of that. So I thought that's a really good thing. And there were a whole bunch of other people that were interested in, helping with that, like providing, data and stuff like that. And sorry. And then there's a drinking water source protection program that is through the state DOH, and the city of Kingston and town of Ulster are included in a study, which also includes Woodstock. So I assume that that's the Cooper Lake, right? So they just reported on that, but also part of that would be with the town of Ulster has wells right next to the Lower Esopus that they're drinking water. So. And then the big one also is that there's a report coming out through River Caper on the HABs. And they've been working with someone at Carey Institute on that report. And they did mention the I'm sorry, the water level gauge at Kingston. Yeah. So we have 5 years, right? 5 years of the water gauge. So I think that's all, but yeah. That's all I think I need to cover. Right. So then, no EMC meeting, community preservation, does anyone, only Jen's on that, or are you on that?
Want me to do that? Okay. Yeah, Kara presented some more mapping data. Spreadsheets that go with the maps that pertain to the park deserts. The real estate transfer tax data was reviewed, Julie had those numbers. And there was, our board chair over there, led us through a discussion on how to address historic preservation in the community preservation advisory plan. The community preservation advisory board had review the historic properties and what to review pertaining to them. I had suggested to the board that they try to coordinate their efforts on historic with what Ethan Dickerman, who's in the planning office, is doing, which is developing a historic preservation plan for the city of Kingston. Like, in other words, we don't want the community preservation board to jump out in front and start developing protocols, and then all of a sudden the planning department does something else completely in a different direction, and we're just sort of like hanging over a ledge. Not, yeah. So that has to be that should be coordinated also with the comp plan, as well as with the historic plan that Ethan is doing, and the LWRP, which also has a historic component to
So
it.
do they have money for the historic preservation?
Yeah, it's a CLG grant, certified local government. Those grants tend to run 25,000 or less for the most part.
But that's really like all this, so, yeah, all these things going on, all these plans.
Yeah, and then they all have to be coordinated with the comp plan update. So, yeah, that's where that is at. Don't think it's too much else.
And are the taxes, is the fund doing well in terms of real estate transfer?
And we pull up,
I mean, do they kind of show from month to month?
yeah, so we're also trying to determine if there were patterns involved here. As to, there's certain times of the year where it might be busier than others, like in the spring, people tend to
Right.
sell their houses.
Yeah.
There were also people that sold their houses, knowing that this was happening, so there were a lot of exempt sales for several months coming in, where the contract had been signed
Oh,
in
I see.
December.
Yeah.
And it didn't close till February or March. I think in April, May, June, we were getting them still, some of these December sales. But they seem to have, there's not so many of those.
There also seems to be a strange number of houses that are selling for the exact amount, $1 less than the tax.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, jurisdictional.
Well, we're
votes.
hoping to keep prices down.
I know it for sure.
Oh my God.
That's very interesting, so they're playing the
I
game.
mean, it's not that much tax.
It's not that much.
It's amazing to me what people do just to avoid.
Yes, but incidentally, just last month, like 3 out of all, and there's only like maybe 40 or 50 transactions, but like 3 of them were the exact amount. That just feels like a
Wow.
lot to me.
Right, I mean, if it was 1,000 over, they would pay $1.25, right? So that's what
I'm
they're,
sure
that's
like
what they're
maybe some
dodging.
like real estate agents who are, but they would lose out.
Yeah, right. They
Yeah,
lose
it's
out.
paperwork.
Lose out.
Wow.
Paperwork.
Right, good. Well, I just remember when we were working on this and everything, and Carolee from New Falls really was helpful. And they finally have spent some money in New Falls for a can't remember the name of it, Hobo or something. It was kind of interesting, but not Hobo. Anyways, that was really good because they've been waiting to have enough money. All right, great. And how is the organics going?
Great, we launched registration for phase 2. That's the curbside, 352 families have registered for that already. Super. And so far with phase 1, which we're continuing, we've diverted 85 tons of scraps.
Are you still getting new people signing up for that as well?
We're at 632 for that, which is still pretty good, so yes. Yes. Weird. It's gonna be hard now moving forward though, knowing like. Because when people register for phase 2, they're now gonna be given the code for the phase 1 stuff.
Okay, so the phase ones, they're not going away.
It's
You'll
not
still
going
be able
away.
to drop stuff off if you want to.
We're gonna evaluate for like at least 6 months after we start, just to see if people are still using it. But in the meantime, for sure, people can.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you have any kind of interesting questions or comments at the outreach meeting? Nothing jumped out.
They jumped out. What's it? I mean, a lot of people are. A lot of the questions are about like what happened to the multifamily that still has to kind of be figured out. We're actually still trying to figure out what happens with the buildings that we don't currently serve. So like most of the a lot of the big complexes we don't actually currently serve. So what does that look like? If we do serve them, like physically, where are they gonna put cans when we don't currently deal with that issue? So there's a lot of things that still need to be figured out, but most of the people seem excited.
Do you know, do we have any, I mean, is it all families or people who are signed up? Do we have any like restaurants? Cause I know like so much food waste comes from restaurants.
We're not allowing commercial until it's a separate phase.
I see. Okay.
There's just so much more coordination and room for contamination in
Right.
commercial. Obviously, the volume impact will be substantial compared to residential as a whole, but the potential for contamination is way higher with both back of house and front of house potential for contamination.
Have you had any expressions of interest from that? community?
Yes, and since the beginning of phase one, I've had like people like Monkey Joe's are like, just let me put my coffee grounds in
Oh,
there.
yeah, that'd be amazing.
It's like, well, if you put your coffee grounds in there, then why would I say yes to you, and not yes to Dallas, and not yes to Stone Soup, and not yes to every other business, and suddenly it's like favoritism or whatever else. So despite the fact that I have businesses that are like ready to go, we've said no. So
We're not ready for that.
Yeah.
That's great. We'll be ready to go when we're ready then.
So as a whole, it's going great.
How many tons?
85.75
And 632 is the number of families?
for phase one, but 352 families are registered for phase two so far.
Yeah, that's so great. I mean, but it is, you're not doing it geographically, so it could be.
So my
Spread out.
intern is mapping them out. I haven't seen the map recently, but she's mapping them. We haven't determined based on, it's still gonna be a couple months till we determine whether or not we need to drive over the road based on how much the response is.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked at a map yet, so I don't know what the spread is right now.
And is it gonna be 5 gallons or?
That's our intent. We haven't purchased the buckets yet, because we don't know how many people we need to purchase buckets for. I don't wanna purchase 8,000 buckets, but I don't need 400. So, lots of things that need to fall in place before I can spend another $1.
Has everyone here signed up?
Me.
I have my own compost.
I know,
That's absurd. Don't sign up for it if you do it on your
Cause
own.
I was wondering if we should just be like, it would be like advertising,
Yeah.
you know?
I want, no, because I'm
Okay.
just wasting money on a bucket and wasting plastic on a bucket and
Right,
wasting
and
truck
you're
on your house.
One thing I have noticed though is that I can't, within the past week, I can't get my compost open because it is completely frozen on the inside and the outside, so
Yeah.
now I don't know what to do.
Chicken.
I've tried. I poured hot water on it the other day and then I forgot about it. I went back in the morning.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, and actually that is a
you
good
can
point.
just,
I
yeah,
should put that exact message, which is if you're already, and I say this, but like, if you're composting at home, don't sign up just to make my numbers look inflated, like,
mhm.
then I'm literally adding service to your home and a bucket and all these other things that I don't need to add. I prefer you to do it at your own house.
Right.
Do you have the dimensions of the bucket? Cause it's just occurred to me that maybe this is not something I have space for.
A 5
5
gallon
gallon.
bucket is like a joint compound.
Like just a thing like this.
Yeah, it's
Right.
a joint.
I
compound.
keep my compost in my fridge, is the thing, so that
You
I
will
know.
not be able to keep this in your fridge.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to still keep it in your fridge and then dump it into this in your
Yeah.
garage or outside or somewhere else.
Yeah,
Stack on top of your trash can. Small enough, quantity.
Underneath.
Yeah.
balance it all.
Well, you can just keep it outside too. Use it as a flower potting thing. Yeah. Okay. This is great. All right, so motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Um,
All in favor?
seconded.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Malia.
You.
No. So.
And I saw you in a